Hi everyone. Excuse me, this is Autopostrophe. Let's check out Gyroblade running on Nintendo Switch. Okay, what do we got here? Not much. Oh, looks like Tiger Heli. Takes more than one shot to kill an enemy. Even the music's kind of more than a little reminiscent of Tiger Heli. Still a little loud. Calm down there. Yeah, the enemies aren't quite as huge of a pain as they are in the original Tiger Heli. They don't quite swoop around from, like they did in that game. So even though they take more than one shot to kill, they're a little easier to deal with. Although obviously there's a lot more of them on screen at once than Tiger Heli had. Or maybe it's about the same. I don't know. About the same as the arcade version. Got some weirdly colored bosses, as was the tradition for games of this, of this era. Well, obviously this is a new game. This isn't, this isn't from the early 90s or late 80s. Okay, so it's not a checkpoint system, it's revive right away. Nice little scaling effect. I don't know, I don't hate it. I can see like a modern gamer who's used to like the bullet hell style shmup maybe not being fond of this, but I like these kind of games. I liked Twin Cobra and Tiger Heli, Twin Eagle, basically games from this era that were a little slower paced. But yeah, I mean definitely like a ton of Tiger Heli inspiration. crits we have? 3? Let's see what this other weapon type is. Oh, well, then I just accidentally grabbed the same weapon type. Although me personally, I like it when a developer, you know, maybe they have like these old arcade roots that they are inspired by, but then they bring in modern high-def visuals. I think that's my favorite, when somebody does something like that. This is, you know, where they pair the old visuals with the old style gameplay. I mean, I'm not as enamored on that. But I think this is perfectly fine. You know, there's really nothing wrong with the way this game looks. And it runs really good. I just don't know how many modern shmup lovers like this slower paced style. I mean, so many people are used to bullet hells nowadays. I don't know if they really appreciate a game like this. At least not without being part of that, you know, that Gen X generation who would have grown up on titles like this. Yeah, there's no missiles in this game, though. There's no additional, like, missile power-ups. Just straight Vulcans. I seem like the green shot's the way to go. The red shot was spread out more, but it wasn't very powerful. Usually that's okay, because, you know, there's so many more shots in the air, but yeah, something like that one is at a major disadvantage. Especially with the enemies, you know, taking more than one shot to kill. Any super bomb icons either. So are there not any super bombs? Yes, they're not. It's just the Vulcan. repeating bosses? Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of a shame. So that's almost a little too old school. I guess the larger question would be, is this a game that just has like infinite stages, infinite repeating stages, or does it actually have an end? Because if you're super traditional, then this might not be a game that actually has an end. Is it going to have 8 stages like a game like this would normally have had? I mean, I have to say, it's really well designed. I mean, the ship moves at basically the right speed. The enemy bullets are, you know, they're in good patterns that you know you can dodge if you're planning out correctly. The difficulty seems pretty well balanced. It's not as hard as a game from this era would have been. You know, the late '80s would have been, or early '90s. But since it's a home console game, it would make sense that it wouldn't be as difficult. I mean, a traditional arcade game is out to get your money. You know, I mean, you want to keep people dying. You know, anywhere from you know every 3 to 6 minutes. So you don't want to play too long, which is, you know, why old games was so hard. You know, because it's just meant to be played temporarily while you're standing up in an arcade. And with home consoles, you know, you have to balance that out a lot better. You know, maybe even change the genre that the original game was in. As a lot of early NES games were, you know, were just you know, completely different games than the arcade component, you know, the arcade source material. You know, famous examples of that are, you know, Double Dragon and you know, Rygar, Bionic Commando. You know, vastly different games than their original arcade games. I picked the red one. Oh boy. Let's see how this works out. Normally I like the spread Vulcan in these kind of games. These top-down shmups. But it really did seem like the concentrated fire was better. I don't know, we got a couple shot levels here, so maybe that'll be different. Like in Raiden, I almost always pick the red power-up. You know, just the regular Vulcans. Yeah, well, it looks like we only have 2 kinds of bosses. After that, they kind of repeat. Again, wouldn't have been unusual in the NES era, which is, you know, it aping the NES style game. You know, and very specifically Tiger Heli. I find it curious that there's no bombs, there's no super bombs. That it's just the shot, just the one shot. You know, and only 2 different kinds of power? I would have had at least 3 with if you're only going to have just Vulcans. Yeah, you definitely have a disadvantage with just the pea shooter. Well, I think you folks get the idea. So why don't we stop it there? This is audap. You've been watching Gyroblade running on a Nintendo Switch. Yeah, I mean, I like this kind of game, but you know, folks that are into shmup still, you know, this is the older style shmup. You know, again, something from the late '80s or early '90s. So it's not going to be the fast-paced bullet hell that I think a lot of people are used to for their top-down scrolling shmups, the vertical shmups. This is closer to what was in the maybe mid '80s, something that Toplin would have made. And if you're into Tiger Heli, you know, the original Tiger Heli, you know, and not the variations and the sequels that came on, Twin Cobra and so forth, then I think this is something that you might like. I appreciate that it is, you know, a modern take on that kind of game and that style of game. I like it personally. I just, you know, bear in mind that it is old school, so there's nothing modern about this at all. Again, there's not even super bombs in this. I mean, it is just your one fire type, and your two variations of power, and that's pretty much it. You know, you can power them up a little bit as well, but it's very simple as nature. So yeah, check it out. It's available on, I think, all the consoles. So you don't have to worry about which console you want to pick it up on. And you know, if you're into some old school fun, then I think this will satisfy you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.